we're going to bring in a new friend of ours. This is the Scot Mendenhall and Friends podcast. Along the way, we meet amazing new friends, and we introduce them to you. I've only known him for about 10 minutes, but what I've learned about this guy, he's a visionary. He can dream dreams in his mind and put them to work. He doesn't just talk smoke like one day I'm going to do. He does. He's a man that gets crap done. If you're looking for somebody to run for some political office, this is your man. Oh, wow. He's going to say he's going to do something, and you know what he's going to do? He's going to clean up the streets, folks. He's going to get it done. He does work. He is named after a running company, makes running shoes. Don't get him confused for water that babbles down Brooks. His name is Brooks, and he lives in Duluth, Minnesota, and he is the founder and creator of the Enduro WinMan race that's happening this weekend in Wisconsin. Brooks, we welcome you to our show.
Hopefully he's there. Hey!
The most hype I think I've ever probably received.
Probably. Good thing that's recorded forever and ever.
It's always there.
Yeah, you can, anytime you're feeling low, Brooks, just put that right up there.
Brooks, if you need me at the race this weekend, if you need me to introduce you, I can hop on a mic for you and I can do the same thing. You know, it's like that was
on a mic.
I can't rap, but I can go straight from my mind and introduce people in a way that is unique. Like you probably never thought about running for political
pre-race meeting.
Yeah, there you go.
Great idea.
Everyone up a little bit.
Get us all hyped up.
We'll get them going.
He's a great hype man. Hype man.
I said to the crew here, for those that are watching our podcast, the cat's out of the bag. We're all registered. We are racing.
Woo!
Oh, wow.
The WinMan Enduro race in Wisconsin.
Wait, what? No,
get out of here. Lily is signed up and she's racing.
I signed up. Brooks gave me the code, so I was like, I got to do it now.
She's racing.
And then I was messaging him, and I was like, I'm nervous as heck. Can you make me feel better? And then he told me about the segments, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes me feel a lot better.
Did you watch them?
Yeah, I watched one this morning. I watched, what's the first one that the women amateur do? What's it called?
WinMan 1.
No, I don't think that's the one I watched.
You started on 3 because that's what you told me where you started. I think that's where the pros start, or 3. Is that right?
Yeah, it's called 3 for 1. It's 3 trails in 1.
Yes.
So it's 3 miles long.
Okay.
Either way, they look awesome, and I am excited. I am excited.
So we are racing. We're going to Wisconsin. It's a 4.5-hour journey from where we live. We're pretty stoked to get up there. We're going to film the mess out of it, and we'll have footage next week here. We really want Brooks. We want this to take off for you. Like what? Like you dreamt it. You were saying a little bit ago, and now here we are. Are you excited that you dreamt a race and now it's happening?
Yeah, more or less for me, I'm a guy that loves trails, like one wheels and the access, and being able to use them on trails is really important to me in the long term of that. And getting this in front of people that run trails or mountain bike communities that work on the trails, it's something that's important to me. So that's my main mission, is just to, provide access for one wheel use on trails. And when I saw this place, as I was telling you, it's a pretty special place. It's a really nice setup. It's like, if you want to hold a enduro type race, this is a spot to do it. So talking to their, trail director, he was, all on board with it. After a couple of conversations, we got insurance and their board of directors on board. And from there, basically a 2-month process. So it happened really fast. I don't have any crazy huge dreams other than, kind of showing off what the Midwest has to offer when it comes to the trail scene here.
Yeah, I've been trying to tell the pros that the Midwest trails are different than anywhere else. I've rode in California, Texas, and in the North Carolinas area. And those trails are wonderful. They're not better or worse. It's just different.
Yep. I'm really interested to see what the Silvas say. Obviously, they rode with you and then went north of you a little bit and then came my way and then went north of me even further. Yeah. So, they hit some of the best trails in Minnesota, in my opinion. And so I'd really be curious what, they kind of think now.
I like, Brooks, that you clumped the Northern Gauntlet trails into the best of Minnesota. Feels good. Feels good. Austin actually did say last week.
They said it was great.
Yeah, he said last week it was the best backyard one-wheel trail. I'd take that badge.
He's only been on ours, but that's
no, he's been on
just teasing.
But he even mentioned, as we took him around some of the local spots here, he's like, yeah, it's just very different. Very rooty. Like that happened, especially when it's not professionally groomed and stuff. You just deal with the roots popping up everywhere, which adds to the character of the trails. I really like that. And so explain to those that maybe are new to the one-wheeling race circuit. I think most people are familiar with Race to the Rails, so everybody just thinks it's always a mass start. Or another big one is Float Life Fest, where you have 200 people starting at one time, right? That's what they are picturing. But what does it look like if you come to Wisconsin this weekend to race? What does it look like?
Yeah, good question. So if anyone out there is familiar with the name Dirtsurferz, they run an enduro-style one-wheel race. So basically the premise of an enduro-style race is you have multiple segments. So look at a segment as one trail, right? So you're going to start and finish at a start gate and a finish gate. And you're more or less racing against yourself. And then your times will stack up against everybody else. So you're not racing side by side. You're racing you against a trail, really. So that's kind of how the format's set up. There will be 4 different segments for the pro and amateur divisions. The Grom are going to run 3 of the segments, not the long 3-mile one. We're going to keep them off that one. But yeah, so it should be set up really nice. It's really easy to navigate the property there. And we'll kind of go off in groups to start the whole shebang. So it should be easy to get people moving.
Okay. So you ride through the sections, right? Like in each group, like you said, is staggered in where they got to start, right? Mm-hmm. That's how I understand it. So,
like a shotgun start in a golf course.
Brooks, I like that you think I've done that before in a golf course. I appreciate that. I must look like I have. Okay, so, but I can race it. Can I race it at any point? Like I can start and then go take a break and come back, and as long as I get it all in by 5 o'clock, or do I have to stay with the group I start with?
Yep, pretty much. So we want people, obviously with the time change, like it just gets darker earlier nowadays, right? This time of year. So we want people to finish it before dark. We want people to have plenty of time, if something happens or whatever. So we want people to kick it off and start racing right after the racer meeting at 8:30. Now, if you chose to wait till the afternoon to race and you got them all in time, that's totally fine. We have a professional timing company. They're actually located out of Marquette, Michigan, so another local company, coming down to run the timing for us. So basically when you check in, you'll receive a race chip that will be worn around your wrist. And then from there, you ride through the start gate and the finish gate, and it tracks all of your times inside that race chip system. And once you pass the final gate or you finish everything and you just go and turn your chip in, it will upload all of those times online. You'll be able to see how you did and how you're ranking, basically from long times.
Now, Brooks, do you have to keep it on your wrist? You said, can I put it on my ankle if I so chose?
Yeah, typically they're worn on the ankle. They're going to suggest putting them on your wrist because we want it to be as far away from the frequency of the motor to sure it's even better. So we can wear them technically, like if you're on a bike race, they wear them closer to the ankle because the timing chip register is towards the ground, so it's closer to that system.
Yep.
But having it on your wrist is no big deal. It's about the height of a mountain biker if they were pedaling, right?
Yep.
So it should work just fine on the wrist.
Well, I figure if it's on my wrist, I can actually cut off a few seconds by throwing my wrist forward.
Reach for
right?
it. Oh my goodness.
I might dive in. You said wrist guards I have to be worn, so at this point, like I'm going to pretty much be indestructible. So when I get close, if I feel like it's going to give me a couple seconds, I might dive.
Superman.
Yeah.
Superman it.
As long as it's on video, that's cool. It's like good. Okay, so you did open a grounds race, which our kids are genuinely stoked on it. Mm-hmm. Legend, who's 14, he's stoked to race in the amateur. He's dying. He would love for us to have signed him up for the pros. And we're like, no, you got to.
He's got to do it.
Yeah,
we're gotta get his feet wet a little bit.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
We're not going to say, but we did race with the Silvas. Like all of us got a chance to race against some pros, and he got to see where he stacks up. I got to see how I stack up.
Oh, me too.
Lily got to see how she stacks up. Icon, who's running our tech over there, a little Grom over there, she got to see where she stacked up. So some of our people are coming in with a lot of confidence, if I can say that, and others of us are coming in with their tails tucked between our legs going, holy crap. I don't got what it takes. So,
I'm not even taking a one wheel.
So
feel better about yourself.
Nor
everyone.
should you.
No.
Someone needs to keep track of these grounds.
The kiddos.
So like Brooks, how does that work? Like this isn't probably to the masses, but for Holly, who's going to be in charge of a lot of groms on one wheels, is she just letting these groms go loose into trails and saying, "I hope you return," or can she walk in there to help them?
Yeah, so there's hiking trails all over. We're also the trail system. One of the really important things to Isaac was making this very spectator friendly. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for you to watch the racing, to walk up to the start spots with them, to go watch from a nice spectator spot. Trail system's marked very well, pretty easy to kind of keep track of things. There's a lot of, like I said, it's a very family friendly place. A lot of people bring their kids there. So I think you guys would be just fine as long as you kind of meet back at that chalet where the signs all point to.
I was looking at just what you have available online, and we've looked at some other things. We were hoping to make it to some other things this year, but didn't. But as I've gotten into this, dropping things. Sorry, my
no,
hands
did anyone see that? She threw that at me. They couldn't see it. She threw Minnesota at me.
Oh my gosh,
so
you
dramatic.
can't even see it in her camera.
So dramatic. Anyways, I just was looking through all of the stuff online, all the resources and things that you could do and where you could spectate from. It was you're top notch.
I don't know who did your website and stuff, but Brooks, well, it's so good. All the information there, videos are there. It's cool to see a lot of Twin Cities boys getting up there and filming and creating content for you. That's pretty cool to see.
It's fun bringing them all together. That's the best part about going to these events, and I'm sure you'll see it being part of it, is when you see all these people that know each other online for the most part. With the small one-wheel community, they meet each other in person, and it's like they've known each other forever. It's super. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most, is just all these people coming together in the obviously Northwoods of a spot that's super close to me and fun to ride.
Yeah. Now, the only bummer we see, there is a glaring negative part for it, and maybe you're not aware of it, but it's something we've had to deal with and manage our emotions in. It's football season, and you've asked us to come into the enemy's territory, the Green Bay Packers.
I was like, where is he going?
I am an enemy, by the way.
You're a Green Bay Packers fan?
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
No.
I have an excuse.
All right,
but I love the Packers. I can't talk about them because we lost already this year to you guys.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels
True
good.
Story.
Mm-hmm. I bet it does.
And I mean, I know we got a tied record, but we got the leverage on we at least beat you, so it puts us in first.
And that was our game one. So
it was. We haven't looked the greatest. It's kind of like we almost look the same teams. Green Bay and Minnesota look similar at the moment. We're just winning barely, not like throwing lights out kind of deal. So we're all on a learning curve. We'll see how it all shakes out.
I have a question for you. Do you know what the exchange rate in London is from U.S. dollars?
Oh gosh.
I feel like when I answer,
I'm wondering what we need to pay the refs next weekend or this weekend.
Yeah. We'll have to ask the Minnesota Vikings that question.
Real funny.
That's a fair question. I just was hoping that the jet lag hurts since your quarterback's older than ours, that he might struggle a little bit, throw less dimes.
I don't know that. I don't know if you want to open that can.
Yeah, I'm not. I am an interesting. And we've totally just now it's a conversation between Packer fan and Viking fan. Yeah, it is. But you are currently you reside in Minnesota though.
Yeah, so I get bashed by all my neighborhood kids basically on the daily. I walk outside with any Packer gear on.
Rightfully so.
Tough. It's been a battle.
I understand that, but we all have our issues that we got to deal with. Yours is that you bleed purple. Oh no, green and gold. So it's okay.
More reason to beat me again, right?
Yeah. Okay. But that's our only, honestly, if that's our only negative, we will be rolling in Viking things on our vehicle. I mean, we're not coming in shy about it. We're coming in, but we're going to leave before game day. That's for sure. Okay, so we're pretty stoked about this. Check-in is Friday. What time in the morning on Friday?
Saturday.
Yep, so we are doing check-in. I just sent an email out to everyone that registered with some kind of details on it. But check-in's going to be from 7 a.m. till 8 a.m. inside the chalet on the property. And then we're going to do a racer meeting right after that, about from 8 to 8:30. And then we want to kick off the segments and get to racing right away. So
Friday,
all the other trails there are open. So there's 15 other miles of trail at WinMan. There's a lot of other spectator-friendly things. A lot of our sponsors are giving away stuff. If you show up as a spectator or racer, you're going to be entered to win a free GT in a raffle.
Yes,
so a lot of fun stuff. Should be a good time for anybody showing up.
That is awesome.
What happens if someone leaves and their name gets called for the raffle? Does that go to someone else?
We're going to have sheets and sign them up, so your name will be on it. We'll do the raffle right after the racing, like during the trophy announcements. So trophies will be from 5 to 6 p.m. There's fire pits, and it's a really cool hangout area, and they've basically given us a space to hang out at until 9 p.m. So we'll do some awards and just general hangouts after the racing.
That's so cool, man. Brooks, this is pretty cool. We're stoked on it. This is our first race to show up. Think about that. Out of all the other events that happened this year, they were all on our calendar and schedule, but life happened for all of us. And so it was like, well, if we all can't go, we're not going to go. And so this one lines up, and it's close to home. We're stoked on it. We're stoked to be coming up and covering all the races, and it's gonna be fun.
And props to the time of year.
When are you getting? Oh, go ahead.
You go ahead.
I was asking, when are you guys gonna get into town?
We are leaving at 8 a.m. Yeah, we're coming on Friday early. We're gonna get out there and hang around in the trail system for a long time.
Good.
So, some of that is so we want to ride it, but it's really so we know how to film it. That's really it, because I think it'd be cool to really get some cool shots of the pros racing and stuff. If the trails are wide enough and I can throw an FPV up in there and fly around, I think that'd be really cool to get that footage. And then
plenty of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Lots of spots for you.
Well, we're gonna document it and tell a story out of it. And I know you said you don't have big hopes for it, but man, I would love to see One Wheel pull this in and make it one of the races for Race for the Rails.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. This is you chose a perfect time to let the Midwest shine.
Yeah,
in October.
Except for, I do think, and I'm saying to the team here, we're all racing in amateur. We will probably never race pros because we're not trying to compete against the pros. We know that we're Joes.
We know our place.
We're the Joes. But I think advantage comes to anyone that's familiar with racing in chillier weather, because it's going to be chilly on Saturday morning. And when you make your own wind chill on that one wheel, no matter how warm you are, you're going to get cold real quick.
Those eyes will be watering.
Yeah, like I thought about busting out. Like typically in those temps, I wear my snow goggles so my eyes don't water. So it's some of those things that I think comes to advantage of Midwest. So I kind of like that there is a little bit of home turf advantage in most one wheelers up here ride in these temperatures. So I think it'll be fun.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm glad you guys are coming.
Thanks again, Brooks.
Yes, thank you so much, Brooks. Thanks for jumping in our podcast over the last few weeks and adding to the banter of getting Lily out there to race.
Finally.
Facing her fears.
Good.
Yeah, it was all because of you, Brooks.
You
Well,
pushed
good. No, it was mostly Mercedes.
You pushed her over the edge. You were saying you have a freshie baby, a newborn, like 5 months old, right?
Yeah.
You only have one?
Yep, one. It's our first.
Well, congratulations.
Yep.
We think having kids, and lots of them, are the way to go. Obviously.
Yeah. We would love to have a bunch. Yeah.
A quiver full is what they say is a good thing. A quiver full. What is a quiver, Lil? You know?
It sounds like the tip of the pen.
No,
what? Harry Potter or something.
No, that's
a quill.
Yeah.
Oh,
a quiver is where you put your arrows. Your arrows for archery.
Oh, yeah.
A quiver, so the idea is launching your arrows out.
So, I like that. That's
a quiver full. I would love to do a tattoo idea. Brooks is to have a big quiver on my back with 8 arrows on it.
I love that.
Cow.
That's
really pretty cool.
It would be sweet. Probably really expensive. Brooks,
guy.
What's that?
He says
the guy that drew our logo. He's one of the best in Minnesota. You might know him, Scotty Munster.
Ooh, I do
no,
not.
but we should meet him.
We should be introduced.
We'd love to hear.
Scotty Munster. You should look him up on Instagram. Anyway, talk to me about it.
Okay,
he did our logo.
Yeah, we will.
I will. I mean,
you're getting lots of love in the chat, Brooks.
Yeah,
everybody,
lots of love.
You're the nicest guy. Thanks for putting this on. All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, seriously.
Love it.
Whatever we can do for you, Brooks, to tell the story, that's what we want to do. We'll probably, if you're okay being on video, we'll probably film you and have you tell some of this story so we capture it. And you'll see us in a couple of days or a day. I don't think you'll be able to miss us. We have one of the largest vehicles you can own. It'll be packed with children. It'll look like a clown car when we get up there.
It's all good.
I love it.
Hey,
perfect.
One last question.
Friday.
One last question for you, Brooks. When people come, are you having a place for people to charge out at the trail system?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So we have the WinMan Trails itself has a chalet with power to it. So there are outlets we can use on the back side of the building. I think there's only like 4, 5 maybe. We're going to bring splits for that. And then I'm asking a bunch of people to bring generators. So right now I think we have about 8 or 10 different generators that will be out there available.
That's awesome.
So basically behind the chalet is where we'll have charging available.
Sweet.
Okay. Well, hey, we do have a generator we could bring. We might have to leave a child home, but we could throw it in there just to add to the chaos for you, but to be able to help.
Yeah, to add to your weight stop.
Yeah, yes. All right, Brooks, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to meet you digitally. I can't wait to high-five you in person. Thanks for doing this. Can't wait to meet your little one. Is your wife going to be there?
They will be out Saturday, yeah. They'll be out for a while Saturday.
Awesome.
Great. Can't wait to meet him.
Yep.
Okay, Brooks?
Yep, appreciate it, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Have a good one.
Bye, Brooks. See you soon.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Everyone in the podcast community, that was Brooks. Let's put our hands together for Brooks.
All right. What a guy.
What a good guy.
What a
My
man,
goodness.
What a man. What a mighty good man.
Wow, Lily's on it today.
She is on it with the music.
Singing. Like, we're going to get copy strikes all over the place.
No, I don't sound enough like the actual recording of the song.
But for those that didn't catch it, Lily is racing. How do you feel about it, Lil? You're 48 hours.
Excited.
48 hours away.
I don't know. I have no
Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure. Subscribe to the YouTube channel right here for your latest one-wheel content. We try to get some of the most creative people and influencers in on this podcast for the community so you get to know them and hang out with them. We love doing this. If you subscribe, you get reviews throughout the week, made videos that are doing like more than just showing you a product. We go put them to use, test them out, see what they're like. So stay tuned for that. If you want to go watch some videos that are just straight entertainment from our races and stuff, we drop those on Sundays, so you'll love those.